chat box. Somebody just please mention, just interrupt me and tell that there is some question in the chat box. I will then look it up. Okay. I think I cannot find the chat box anywhere. Okay, let me see. Okay, if I open this, then perhaps I will see, no? How do I see the chat box? Chat box suddenly.
So you can click on the upper options, view options, and then see the chat.
Chat, yes. This, is it? No, 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 no. It is not showing me the thing. Anyway, I think when I start sharing my screen, this I have noticed earlier also, I lose the chat box somewhere. Okay, you will just ask. Okay, so don't worry about that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the folder in which I have kept all the relevant files. And what we will do is that this little file sol, I will compose in front of you, and we'll see how things happen. Okay. So right now you see only one file with name sol, right? Sol means solution, and it is a text file, right? Okay. So actually, I am showing an example which is created by my son, because if I take any of my own files, it might confuse you, because my LaTeX files are typically full of my macros and new commands, which are not standard LaTeX commands. Over standard LaTeX commands, I have built many new commands which are scattered all over the files. So I basically wanted a small file, the commands of which are easily sensible to newcomers, okay, who have just known LaTeX and not so much habituated with new commands, macros. So in your LaTeX, yes, now I can see the chat, whatever she was telling. Somewhere it will be here. Yes, fine. So if you, in your own LaTeX environment, there may be, if you are using Windows, right now I'm using Windows, but I typically do things from the command line. Okay, so those who use Linux will find the command line handling most appropriate, I mean most convenient. So I will compose this file. I could do directly PDF LaTeX. Should I do that? Okay, directly do PDF LaTeX. PDF LaTeX sol.tex. Okay, and it is composing. It will build the DVI file, device independent file, and then from that directly build the PDF. It is composing now. You can see these things. These things are also written in the log file. Okay, now you see, it gave LaTeX warning, labels may have changed, rerun to get cross-reference right. Before we do that, I will show you what has happened to the thing. Now you see, an aux file has been created. A log file has been created, that is this. A PDF file has been created, and this is our original file. Okay. Now let us see our original file. Oh. Yes. Open with WordPad. Okay, original file is this. Document class article. This use package is Tix. Tix is a package which is an enhanced version of the picture, which gives an enhanced version of the picture environment. And that environment is called Tix picture. Okay. This my son used to make two figures. And these are just for style kind of things, packages. Now, from here, the document really starts. And above this begin document command, whatever comes, that part is called preamble. Okay. So in this preamble, you typically set all the settings. Okay. So this is actually an assignment submission document, his own. Okay. So you notice this title, author, and then make title. Title and author are just for information, which LaTeX uses in whatever way it is supposed to use according to the style. When he says make title, then LaTeX will make the title. I will show you. I will point out what it makes because of this make title command. And then this, and now see, you note this at the end of the first paragraph, figure ref FCC. Okay. Right now, in the first composition, there is no label. Okay. As a result, what happens? Yes. In the output, this part, this much is the result of that make title command. Okay. And it has put today's date. Now, what I do, if I don't want any date there, if I don't put any command for date, then by default it puts the date of the composition. If I don't want any date, then I actually have to issue a date command here, some either, I mean in some place here, which will be blank. Okay, like this. Okay, fine. And you see section star. If it were section, it would put a section number 1, but since it is section star, therefore it is not putting this section number. And this is the name of the title of the section, answer 1. Okay, as you have seen here. Fine. And now at the end of this, figure this. Note that. Figure question mark, because at the time of the first composition, there was no aux file in the beginning, and that was informed actually in that big scrolling thing, and also written in the log file for me to see if I want. Okay, so it has put question mark, but while going through this composition process, it noted this, and shortly afterwards, you see this figure, begin figure, and then inside that, for making that picture, he is using the environment text picture, and somewhere here there will be a label. One picture is over here, another picture starts, and both together hopefully have a label. Yes, a caption and a label FCC. This information that figure 1 has got label FCC, that LaTeX has written in an auxiliary file. Look at the auxiliary file, it will be there. You see, new label FCC, that is figure 1 appearing in page number 2. This much it has written there. Okay, and then later after that there will be another new label HCP, that is figure 2. Whether this is figure or equation or whatever, that LaTeX doesn't try, doesn't bother, because when you use the ref command, it will put this number only. Okay, and but it keeps the page number. Okay, so keep that in mind. And now see this thing, the rest of it. This is very simple stuff. And this is figure 1. Okay, that caption has appeared here, and this figure 1, this number 1 has been generated by the composer, the LaTeX composer. And then next for that, this 2 is generated. For this, the label has been given FCC. So whenever the author inside the LaTeX file is going to refer to this figure, he will use the label and not bother about the number, because the number may change if in between some more figures come. Okay. Now, one point I will note here. Yes. You see this AB equal to A tan pi by 6 equal to A by root 3. Here, these parentheses, opening parentheses and closing parentheses, they are not coming in the proper manner. I'll show you how to put it in proper manner. Is this a text file? No. This is the text file. Okay. So that pi by 6, right? 10 pi by 6. AB equal to 10 pi by 6. Where is that? It will come below. Yes. I will make a change. Can you people see what change I made? Can you people see what change I made?
Yes, sir.
I put a slash left here and a slash right here. Before this parenthesis, opening parenthesis, this closing parenthesis. And now we save it and come out of it. Okay, and then compose again. Now compose it again. And during this round of composition, this question mark will be replaced by the correct label, correct figure number. Last time it said that there is a need for rerun. This time it will not say anything like that. Sol.pdf is already open, so Windows is not capable of writing. So I'll close it. I hope it has written. No, I think it was not a good idea. I close it and do it once more. Yes, this time it said it has written sol.pdf and it did not say about rerun. See, date has gone because I gave a blank date command, so date has gone. And you see now figure 1 is coming. Because to begin with, it has read the aux file and it knows now that reference FCC means 1. Similarly, this here figure 2 has come, and you see how 10 pi by 6 has come. Okay, so these are little things without the knowledge of which you might make shabby output. And that is why you should know the thing properly. It is like a programming language and you should know it. Okay. So now we go back to our original stuff and cover the thing a little systematically. This is DVI file. I need the PDF file. Yes. Okay. So, do you need a little larger size or this is readable? Are these things readable?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If it is not, then I can, in any case, I increase it to 100% at least.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Please enlarge the size.
This is better, right? Or if you want even bigger, that can be made. Yeah, why not? Okay, so last time we covered these first two sections. Okay. In this, we covered these things. And in this, we covered these things. What are the characters and such things? Document management, doing things, the good practice of LaTeX source file management. And today we will do one of the most important things. Actually, two of the most important things. One is the math mode and the other is document management in a big way, cross-referencing included. So the math mode is one very important part of LaTeX, which most of the IITians need. And it is very powerful in LaTeX. And you must know it well. Okay. So first thing is how to invoke the math mode or math environment. Anything related to mathematical formulae, expressions has to be written in the math environment. Whatever is called an environment in LaTeX has to be started with a begin command and ended with a matching end command. Okay. So begin math, end math. In between, you write the mathematical formulae using the appropriate commands. Equivalent is backslash parenthesis open and backslash parenthesis close. And still equivalent is $1 and another dollar. Now, out of these three, this one is actually most risky. Okay, because this is also dollar and this is also dollar. I mean, no way looks like this is starting and this is ending. So if you put odd number of dollars in your file, then there will be an error. Okay, but it is not a big issue because once you see the output, you will notice what is coming peculiar mathematical form and should not come. So you will know that you have put something wrong there. Okay, so even though this is in principle risky, I almost invariably use this because the frequency with which I enter the math mode is so high that even saving one character typing is big thing. Okay, but you decide what you want to do. Some people use this to make the source file readable to themselves so that they don't get confused. Now these three are otherwise equivalent. Now there are more environments for the math mode. One is display math. Now, one of these three are equivalent. One of these three is fine if your mathematical formulae are going to come in the paragraph, in the running text. This is the way to put it in displayed form. Okay, the way reasonably important equations you put in a line in which other than the equations no other text comes. Okay, so for that it is display math.
Sir, I have a question.
Yes.
Can I ask? Sir,
Yes,
can
go
you
ahead.
once more explain the display math command?
when the
So,
example
can
comes.
you explain it? I mean, how is it different from begin math to begin display math? Are
See,
you
it is
getting my
like
question, sir?
I am writing a paragraph. In that paragraph, in between, I write a mathematical expression like ax square. Okay,
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
that will be fine to do it in this, and it will appear in the paragraph itself. On the other hand,
Okay, sir.
if I want to get a proper full line like px equal to ax square plus bx plus c, in that line, if
Okay.
I don't want anything else, then you say that that mathematical thing I am displaying. Okay, it is not part of a paragraph. I mean, it is still part of a paragraph, but it is not in the running text. Examples will come, don't worry. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Sir,
And
I have a
then,
question.
yes,
So I have a
ask me.
small question.
Yes, go
So
ahead.
I just want to know, like, when I use begin equation, if suppose I want to write two or three, like
I'm
words.
coming to all that. I'm coming to all that.
Yes,
Please
sir.
hold a little. Now, equation is in a way different from display math. Display math displays the equation or whatever it is, but does not put an equation number. You cannot refer to it. So equation, it is not equation 3.21 or 2.12 or whatever. It is just the displayed equation without an equation number, and therefore it cannot be referred. It does not have a caption. I mean, caption anyway equations don't have. It does not have an equation number. It cannot have a label, and it cannot be referenced. To add that labeling and referencing capability and an equation number, you use begin equation rather than begin display math. So begin equation is an enhancement over begin display math. Fine. Begin display math itself is an enhancement over begin math. I mean, rather than begin, we should say environment. So display math environment is an enhancement of math environment in the sense that it is putting the mathematical stuff in a fresh line, in a separate line, okay, so that the moment you open that page, that will be visible outside, okay. And over that, another enhancement is this, in which an equation number appears, which LaTeX will generate on its own, and you can refer to it by putting a suitable label, the way you saw figure number and label and ref. Okay. Now her question. If she wants to put 4 equations together, and when she puts 4 equations together, then typically she likes to align the equal to or greater than or less than the central sign together, coming vertically aligned. Okay. Equation array does that. So you put an equation array environment, and inside here you write the stuff of left side ampersand equal to, ampersand is shift 7, okay, in the keyboard, ampersand and sign. So left side of the equation ampersand, then equal to or less than or equal, greater than or whatever you want if it is an inequality, then another ampersand, and then the right side. So like that, for that, with that, the central thing is identified. And then after the matter of the first equation is over, you put backslash backslash twice. Then LaTeX knows that now you are going to the second equation. Again, second equation also is like that. After the end of the last equation, you do not have to put the backslash backslash. You simply end the equation array environment. Then those 3-4 equations are numbered as, say, equation 29, 30, 31. Okay. And all the central things, equal to things, are organized in a vertically same position. Okay. Now suppose she has 4 equations, but for one of them she doesn't need the number. Okay. Then before ending that equation with backslash backslash, she puts a no number command. Okay, slash no number. Then for that particular equation in the equation array, equation number will not be put, and therefore it will not have label either. Okay. Now suppose she has all those 4 equations, but for none of them she needs an equation number, because these are intermediate results and she will never refer to them. Okay. Then there is no point in putting an equation array environment and at the end of each equation putting no number, no number, no number, no number. So in one shot, you could say that I don't want number for any of these equations. Then you say equation array star. Okay. So these four are actually in a way complete. That is, the equation number and referable version of display math is this, and the equation number and referable version of equation array star is equation array. Okay. So this is one equation, no number. This is one equation with number. This is several equations, no number. This is several equations with numbers, with the option of not getting the number for some of them. Is that clear? Your answer gets your question gets answered.
Yes, sir. Actually, I had one additional question, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, like if I want to say, suppose add one or two words, say suppose and some words in the math mode, the space button does not work and it gets italicized.
Very good
Is
question.
there any way we can ignore, like, do we have to end math mode and continue, or can we? Is there any
I will. It will come. It will come in my further examples. It's a very good question, and that shows that you have already used LaTeX and got into the difficulty in this case.
Yes, sir,
this is a big difficulty, and there is a standard way to handle that. I will come to that in appropriate flow. Don't worry, it will come. It's already there in the examples. Okay. Oh, this is something very funny. When we increase the scale, this left side got cut. So common mathematical artifacts. To put together a lot of mathematical things, I actually cooked up this funny expression. This is subscript. So let me introduce a fictitious HPLS inequality. Now see, this has been done in the ordinary math mode between $2. Okay. And so it is coming in the running line of text. And this has been created in the equation environment. And that is why it is coming displayed in a new line and equation number is coming. If I had used not equation environment but display environment, then also the equation will appear like this only, but the equation number will not come. Now you see HP equal to, now this is NCR. NCR everybody knows here, I think, except humanities people if they are still here, but they also might know if they have taken science in +2. X2 cube and then RIK2. Okay, as if R is a matrix and the element of that is taken here, which is ith row k2th column. Okay, and that element to the power 1.5 p2 square. You see how many levels of subscript superscript I have used here, but everything is clear. Divided by 2 minus p1 by p2 plus p3 is greater than now all these funny expressions. Okay, so you would like to know what LaTeX code will get you this equation. So see, begin equation, end equation. Okay, HP H underscore P produces this part, then equal, then frac. Frac means fraction. Fraction has two arguments, numerator, denominator. So first numerator, nothing to the power n, C subscript R is NCR. Then X subscript 2 to the power 3 produces this. Then R subscript this whole thing. You see, here there was a single character in the subscript. So I just put underscore R. Here this whole I comma K2 has to come in the subscript. So I have to enclose it. Otherwise, LaTeX would simply take I in the subscript and push the rest of the thing in the normal line. So that is why after the underscore, this whole thing is within braces to enclose it. That much is in the subscript. To the power, this whole thing, okay, and this whole thing is 1.5 P2 square, okay. Okay, then this completes the numerator of the frac. Now the denominator is the second argument. So frac is a command which takes two arguments. First argument is enclosed in this pair of braces, and second argument is enclosed in this pair of braces. And what is this denominator? 2 minus another frac, that is this numerator P1, denominator P2 plus P3. Clear? This whole thing is now greater than. Now you see here I am showing you three kinds of square roots. One is simply square root, SQRT. So it produces this, and it can enclose only one character. Right now it is enclosing the next character 2. Okay, and then a, then function of f of. You see here I have used left parenthesis and right parenthesis. That is why the parenthesis is this big. Otherwise parenthesis would be of the same size as f. Now here you see this square root goes over 3x because I have given an argument to the square root command 3x. The entire argument is enclosed within the braces. That is this. Then comma, then square root. Here I have given two arguments. One is optional argument 3, which shows that it is cube root, not square root. Okay. And the second argument is the ordinary necessary argument. Not necessary because here we did not put it. So this is a regular argument, which is 2p underscore 1. That means this plus 5p3 like this. Okay. And this label I have put here. So later, somewhere, if I say, or earlier also for that matter, if I say /ref hopeless, it will put the equation number. Okay. So this source code produces this output. So through this particular one example, I have shown you subscripts, superscripts at several levels, fractions, radical signs, equation labels, and referrals. I have not. Yeah, a referral also is here. This one, this 3 actually has been found by ref. Okay, so I wrote equation /ref hopeless, and that is why this 3 has come here. Okay, but that ref will not produce EQN, that I have written. Okay, this 3 only has been produced by the equation number, because LaTeX theoretically does not know whether this number 3 is the number of an equation or a section or a figure or a table. It doesn't know. Okay, that I know. So this EQN I have written, and then this 3 has been produced by LaTeX from my ref command. Okay. Now continue. How to get dots? C dot is for a single central dot, as in a typical inner product of vector. Dot product, you see A dot B. So this dot product in the center position you get by C dot. You can say C dots, central dots, for 3 dots, which is also called ellipsis. Okay, centrally, as in this 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus dot dot dot. You see, this has been produced by C dots. Then there is an L dots, that is low. That is typically in running text for placing them low as A, B, C. You see the level of these dots, you see, that is low, and this is central. L dots. This one works in both ordinary text mode and math mode. Okay. C dots and C dot will work in math mode only. Then vertical dots for this dot 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 vertically. Then D dots, diagonal dots like this. This one and this one also, you will find extremely useful when you want to write a huge matrix, all the rows of columns of which you don't write. Okay, so there in the appropriate locations you give dot 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 when you show the continuation of a row, you give dot 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 vertically when you show the continuation of a column, and you give dot 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 diagonally when you want to show the continuation of a diagonal. Okay. Then Greek letters. These are also to be entered in math mode. Okay. Alpha, beta, gamma, delta, etc., etc. You see, this is small gamma, this is capital gamma. You see, this is okay. All commands are to be started with backslash. So when I say c dot, it is actually backslash c dot. When I say l dots, it is actually backslash l dots. Otherwise, it will confuse with the text. So this is backslash alpha, then backslash beta, backslash gamma. And when you write backslash gamma with capital G, it will produce capital gamma. All Greek letters are like that only. Okay, alpha, beta, tau, epsilon, upsilon, whatever. This is small theta. Okay, this. And LaTeX provides another kind of theta, which is called var theta. That is variable theta. Similarly, phi. This is ordinary phi. This is var phi. And if you write ordinary phi with capital P, then you will get capital phi. Then calligraphic letters. MathCal R in math mode will produce this, which is the calligraphic R. All 26 capital letters are available in calligraphic form. Then functions. This is another thing which many people make mistakes in. Many people simply write sine, okay, or log. But functions like sine, arcsine, sin h, log, ln, exponential, determinant, dimension, max, maximum, supremum, limit, etc. should be written as commands, which means starting with backslash and in math mode. So like this. Okay. You should not write it. You should not write it like this. You should write it like the upper one. You see here A and exp are somewhat separated, and exp is erect. Okay. This looks like product of A, E, X, and P. Okay. Similarly, this looks like accost. What is that? Okay. There is no separation. But see here. Why? Because here backslash cos has been used. Okay. Because in between spaces, as she was telling, are ignored by LaTeX, particularly in math mode. Okay. Now, but she was talking about something else. She was talking about if she wants word, ordinary word in between. We will talk about that. That will come. Okay. First, let us cover these tools. Lots and lots of mathematical symbols in LaTeX. Operations. And what I have listed here is only a little selection. Okay. Plus minus, minus plus. For vector cross product, it is slash times. Then for outer product, which quantum mechanics people use, okay, this is cross circled O times. Then cup, union. Similarly, there is a cap. Then there is dagger. Then relations. Greater than or equal to, you produce by GEQ. Similarly, LEQ will be there. Then less than, less than. So one quantity is much, much less than another quantity, not just one order of difference. I mean, very big, very small kind of thing. So that is LL, less, less. Not equal. Then subset EQ. This is for subset. And for proper subset, in which this lower line will not be there, you will have only subset. Then in, so element A in set P, so there belongs to, okay? So for that, in, and not in, that is this, not in, equivalent, okay? So this is a triple sign which shows equivalent, that is that you produce with equiv. Approximately equal to is approx. Congruent is this. There is a sim also, slash sim, which produces only this curvy line, not the equal, and so on. Then arrows, lots of arrows. And a little selection here I have put. Left arrow, like this there will be a right arrow. then long right arrow, like that there will be a long left arrow, then up arrow, left right arrow with capital L will produce this double big thing. Single, small letter L will produce left right arrow of this thickness. Then maps to. Maps to is this side closed, this side arrow. And many more. You look up the full list in the book. Then miscellaneous symbols for all. There exists infinity. This thing you produce with backslash bar. Now, if you give only one bar, then it will be only one line, which you use for absolute value. For absolute value of A, you put one bar, then A, then another bar. You enclose it like this. For norm of a vector, modulus of a vector, you put double bar on both sides, and in between you put that vector quantity, okay, or norm of a matrix. So for that, you use backslash bar. Then angle, nabla or del, okay. So this is the gradient, okay. Then partial derivative slash partial. So, and many more are there. I have just taken most common examples, most common commonly occurring symbols. Then there are a set of symbols which are variable size. This is for sum, this is for product, this is for union, okay, union of several sets. Sorry, this is for intersection, big cap. Similarly, there is a big cup which is for union. Then there is int for integral, then oint for cyclic integral, 0 to 2 pi, okay, or the line integral around a closed curve. Now, see this expression in the running text, in the ordinary math mode, and in the display math mode. Okay. Not all, this is variable size, no? So whatever is the size here of this sum, backslash sum, this one, the indices I equal to 1 and n get accommodated within that height, because otherwise it will start falling with the line above and the line below. On the other hand, in the displayed formula, there is no such problem. So I equal to 1 and n appear as you really would write. Okay. So that sense of difference between the two forms within the text line and in displayed mode will be there in these variable size symbols. In all of them, it will be there. Okay. So see this expression in the running text and in the displayed form to fully appreciate what is the sense of variable size symbols. Now, arrays, delimiters, and related matters. So I have created an array here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So it is a 3 by 4 array. Okay. 3 by 4 matrix multiplying a 4 by 1 vector, producing a 3 by 1 vector. Sensible stuff. Okay. Which you might like to solve. Okay. So I have used basic array environment for this as well as for this. Okay. Which is actually straightforward. But nowadays, some of you use the matrix, B matrix, capital B matrix, P matrix commands also, which are given by AMS math package. But I started using LaTeX in the very old days, when perhaps that AMS math package was not there. And when I saw AMS math package, I did not see it much different. Okay. The difference is that what matrix produces in the AMS math package, the basic array command produces that. Okay. The delimiter, this bracket open here and bracket close there, that is separate. That I have produced by this slash left and slash right. So if you want those delimiters, then rather than using matrix, you use B matrix. That is enhancement. If in the AMS math, you want the delimiters not to be opening and closing brackets, but braces, then you use capital B matrix. If you want parenthesis, you use P matrix. Okay. But similarly, I also can use in this array, with the array environment also, basic array, LaTeX array environment also, I can use slash left brace, slash brace, backslash brace, or slash left parenthesis, or slash left bar. Okay, many things we can do. Now see inside what happens. If you use array environment, then slash left square bracket, that means on this side there will be a square bracket opening, because I have given this. And that will be as long as it is needed, enclosing all the rows. Wherever the slash right matching thing comes, in between whatever comes, that will be enclosed from both sides. Then I'm starting the array, begin array. Then I'm telling C. This C is optional command. Even if I had not given C, it would produce the same effect. This C basically tells that align the matrix centrally in the equation. That is, central is this equal to sign. So that central alignment I am looking for. Okay. If I had written T here, then the top of this would be aligned to this equal. Okay. So you could write T here, T for this also, T for this also, or C for all of them, whatever you use. I typically use C, which is actually the default. But once in a while I have used T also. So these are three versions for here, T, C, B. C is the default. What is here is more important, because this is necessary, and through this I am actually achieving non-trivial stuff. I have written RCLR. This is going to show the alignment of the columns. First column is to be aligned right, because I know that these are numbers which should be aligned right adjusted. Second column, I want to align centrally, and that is why you find this column as centrally aligned. L is a third, so this I am aligning left adjusted, and this again, the fourth column will be numbers, so I am using again R. And with this, LaTeX has been already informed that there are 4 columns in this array. Okay, and since it is 4 columns, so in every row it will expect 4 entries separated by 3 ampersands. First entry ampersand A ampersand. Third entry this big, sum k a k b k square, that is this ampersand. Then the fourth entry, and so on, these ones. So here I have shown sum, here I have shown prod, here I have shown int. Okay, fine. And then, so because of this central alignment of the second column, I am getting nice expressions like this, centrally organized, which makes more sense for expressions. For numbers, you want them right adjusted. Okay, so here display math begins, here it ends. I have written here only the matrix, but these things you can always produce. This is sigma, this is tau. Okay, and this is normal Q1, Q2. So there is nothing. So many people use AMS math package to use slightly more convenient environments, these. Okay? So you can use. But the basic LaTeX command is, LaTeX environment is array. Okay. Now there will be some discussion about delimiters. Some interesting facts about delimiters. This is very interesting. Delimiters are fitting size. This I have already told you. For the size to get defined, since it is fitting size, so LaTeX needs to know what is the size, and enclosure is necessary. Otherwise, you start a delimiter here and don't end it anywhere. So LaTeX will never know what is the size that it is supposed to fit. So it has to be told, for a left, it has to be, there must be a right. So for the size to get defined, an enclosure is necessary. So a delimiter on one side must match with another on the other. Now the interesting thing comes. Till now it was logical. Now the interesting thing comes. The matching delimiter doesn't have to be matching in the human, matching to the human eyes. For example, on this side slash left, I have given bar. So I've got this. Slash right also, a human would expect a bar, but if I want, I can give it this. And this is, I have intentionally made it funniest because the closing delimiter is looking like an opening one, but I can do it. I mean, for whatever crazy reason I may have, it is possible. So delimiters may be different, entirely different, completely nonsensical they may be, but there must be matching. Okay. If the delimiter is wanted only on one side, and on the other side you don't want it on the other side, there are occasions when you don't want that, still it must match. But match with what? So there is a provision of a dummy. Slash left dot produces nothing in the output, but it logically matches a slash right. Similarly, there is a slash right dot. It is dummy. It produces nothing in the output, but matches an appropriate left. In order to tell LaTeX how much is the extent of the enclosure from where it gets the size for the fit. Look at an example. This is sensible, not nonsense like this. Okay, this is sensible expression. You need it many times. And here comes to the answer to her question also. Okay, this one. I'll come step by step. You often need to define a function which is defined in one way over some interval and another way for some other interval. Okay, so ft is defined by this expression, del 2u by del r square at rt divided by del u by del r at rt evaluated at r equal to capital R. Capital R is a number, small r is a variable. So it's a function of two variables r and t. You differentiate it partially with respect to r, twice in the denominator, once in the numerator. Sorry, the other way around. Twice in the numerator, once in the denominator. Then this fraction is in terms of r and t. You evaluate it for small r equal to the value capital R. Then it is a function of t. That is how ft is defined for this interval 0 to 2. Otherwise, ft is 0. This is a sensible expression. Now you see, this right delimiter is here to give meaning to this evaluation at this value of r. And it does not need a left delimiter for that. Okay. So the slash left dot I have used matching here. Now this opening brace is a delimiter which starts from here and ends here. In between, there is this matrix, okay, which has this and this. Now you see, who was asking that spacing thing? I think I have put it here. No, I have not put. No, I have not put here. So this part, this for and this otherwise has been generated in /rm environment so that it doesn't get mixed. Okay, I'll show you the thing. Where is the thing? Text file you want, right? Yes. How do you search in WordPad?
So you could try Control F.
Control F. That's a good point. Yes. Control F. Find delimiter. Yes. Okay, so what I was saying, this slash left, now brace cannot come on its own. It has to be given backslash brace because brace is a functional character in LaTeX. So backslash brace. So this slash left is matching with this slash right dot. That is why there is no right delimiter. This slash left dot dummy is matching with this slash right bar, after which you see r equal to r. And you see this otherwise and this for I have used inside the math. You were asking that do we need to go out of math environment and type that? No, 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 no. That you cannot do. You cannot go out of math mode till you close this display math command. Okay, this BDM and EDM you will not recognize because BDM is my macro for begin display math. EDM is my macro for end display math. Okay, so read it for begin display math, read it for end display math. Now, until you go out of this, you cannot come out of math mode completely. But within the math mode, within the math environment, you can define a local environment always. And you see this backslash I have used for getting the appropriate extra spaces so that this math mode stuff does not get stuck to this for. Okay, so this I do always whenever I need to write 4 or 5 words together. Then I put that in RM, and over and above that, I put backslash to remove to give the spaces. So this is how you write normal Roman stuff in the math mode, which is otherwise italicized.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now we continue. There are signs over and under things. Commands overline, base, of course, backslash overline produces this kind of things. Okay, so you see, it is this thing is the product of the sum of, okay, sorry, we have to the conjugate of the sum of z3 with the product of z1 and the conjugate of z2. Too bad, too ugly. Okay, but you might need to write this ugly stuff. So this is the thing. So overline produces this. So there are two overlines here. One operates over Z2 only as its argument, and the other operates over the whole thing as its argument. Then similarly, there is underline. Then there is over brace. Rather than this line, it will be a big brace. Then there is under brace. Then hat. Hat is a very important thing with which you will show unit vectors. Then wide hat, like this. Then tilde, okay, M tilde. Then bar, okay, like average. Then vec, which you have seen earlier, where I showed you a dot b, or in the boys sol.pdf, you must have seen. Then dot for first derivative, d dot for second derivative, and so on. There are many such signs over and under symbols. Okay, continue. As we continue, we come to more serious things: block objects and bookkeeping. In fact, in this, the last two are the most challenging, most demanding, and in preparing this thing for these two subsections, I have actually spent something like 24 hours because its concept is something which needs care to understand. Okay, so at this stage, give me 5 minutes. After a little break of 5 minutes, I will join you again. Okay, in between, you can chat among yourselves and keep ready a few interesting questions. Okay. Okay, I think I can leave it like this. Okay, I am back. So any questions? Hello?
No, sir, there are no questions.
Okay, so now we start discussing block objects.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have a question. Sir, I typed, I done something, sir, but it is showing some error, sir. I'm unable to understand what is the error.
What did you type?
Sir, in math mode, sir, I wrote a matrix, and then I wrote backslash text kg meter square.
Okay, for momentum. No, not momentum. Kg meter square.
Moment.
Okay, moment of inertia.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so kg meter square. So what does it say?
Sir, it is coming 4 times, sir. Kg meter square, and first two are normal sizes, and next two are small sizes.
You wrote only once and it is coming 4 times.
Yes, sir.
Oh, kg meter square you are enclosed within the. I don't understand. What did you type?
Sir, can I share my screen, sir?
Yeah, you share your screen. So I think I have to stop sharing. Okay, I'm stopping to share. You share your screen and show.
Yes, sir.
First, you show the source code, the text file.
Yes, sir. This one, sir.
Increase large size. Yeah. Okay. Math BF I XYZ. Okay. Begin B matrix. This. End B matrix. Text this. I have never used B matrix, but anyway, this text is appearing after the B matrix.
Yes, sir.
Why should it appear 4 times?
And sir, here it is. First two are normal size, and then next two are like this, small.
Oh. This is opening bracket. This is closing bracket, which is fine. Then XYZ, that is also fine. This is B matrix, ended B matrix here. I have never used B matrix command, so I don't know exactly how it is used, but this kind of a thing should not happen. This is very awkward.
Sir, shall I show the error, sir?
Yeah, show the error.
Sir.
It's extremely small.
Sir, it is written extra curly bracket or forgotten dollar slash and B matrix text.
But that is matching. This opening brace is matching with this closing brace, which should be harmless. But it is composing anyway. After that, question mark came at the end.
No, sir.
It composed till the end. Still,
Yes,
it is
sir.
showing error. This is looking a little funny. To me, it doesn't look like having any problem. But why that kg meter square is appearing 4 times, there is a little mystery. Okay, I will look it up and
Yes, sir.
tell you later.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so we start with simplest things, tabbing environment. A tabbing environment is just to set and follow tabs. So 3 basic commands: backslash equal to set a tab in the first line, and whatever tabs have been set in the first line, you will follow them in the next subsequent lines with backslash greater than. Okay, and to end every line, it's standard double backslash. So for example, suppose we are organizing a conference and we are in our internal meeting, group meeting, we have made a list of names of people, where are their offices, and what tasks they have been assigned, and if they are not available during some period in between. Okay. So say Medha, her office is here, her task is editing for the conference proceedings, and during 1st to 4th January she will not be available. So right now actually she is not available. This is 2nd January. Then Samajik, now his office is Dora office. His task is correspondence, and he is not available during weekends because he is a staff. And now you see the problem, because the tab was set according to this office, such a small thing. But this fellow's office is Dora office, which is this big, and so it is falling with the next entry, which is bad. And then another person in the group is Mr. Dunyadar. His office is in VH and his task is hospitality. And again, his name is so big that it is falling with this. How to handle this? For that, in the beginning, you should be able to put extra space. And for that, there is another artifact here given to you, which is /kill before the new line, okay, to kill a dummy tab setting line. So if you use that, then you know what I did here. Even before this top line, name of his task assigned not available during, even before this top line, I gave one extra line in which I included the largest ones: Mr. Dunyadar from here, Dora office from here, correspondence from here. Okay. And before ending that line, I gave a /kill command. So it killed that dummy tab setting line from the output, and its job was only to set the tabs. So this is one tabbing environment. So starting the tabbing here and ending the tabbing there. So this much is a block object. However, that is nothing like a table. To put tables of this kind, presentation of data in a tabular format in rows and columns with clear enclosed cells, is achieved by the tabular environment. And this is produced by this. Begin tabular with some extra details, enclosing the left side with this and the right side with this, and in between 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 columns. The first one is center adjusted, others are right adjusted, so C, R, 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 and all these bars here will produce these lines. And then H line to begin with, that produces a top horizontal line. H line is horizontal line. Then this X is the main thing. This M box space, etc. I have put some extra space here on the left side, on the right side. Okay. This X and Y are in the italics because they are in math mode. And all these entries are separated with ampersands. So 9 entries separated with 8 ampersands. Actually 10 entries including this. So 9 ampersands. This is the first row. Then // another H line to produce this middle horizontal line. Then the Y row, another H line to produce this. Okay, and that's it. So this produces this table with the tabular environment. So in the tabular environment, you can segment into multiple rows, multiple columns also. I'll show you one example. As needed, using C line for breaking into multiple rows, and multi-column to break into multiple columns, operating over selected columns and rows. Selected columns or rows. So C-line will break rows and operate over certain columns. Multi-column will break columns and operate over selected rows. And this table still does not have any table number, any caption, and any ability to be referred. It doesn't have a label. So to have that, you need a table environment outside that, in which this whole tabular thing will be enclosed. So see this. A formal table needs a caption, a table number, an internal label to make reference to it inside LaTeX document, anywhere. Besides, it should be possible to float it. If there is a big table and it comes very close to the end of the page, then it cannot be placed right there. So there should be a little freedom for the composer to put it suitably. Okay. So for that, that entire table should be floatable. So wherever suitable space is found, you can put it there. Okay. So that without, so that no, what is this? Oh, this is a mistake. This M should not be there. Actually, I wanted brace. I mean, this thing, I actually put brace I put, but rather than /M, I put just M. So M has appeared. I wanted this disruption to be emphasized. Okay, so that was a mistake. So forget this M, so that no disruption is caused in the running text. All these are achieved in a table environment. So see that. This table, I will make it bigger for you to be able to see. Of course, the content of the table is right now not of great interest. What is this? No, it's not operating well. Okay, this basically I have just lifted a table from my book. Okay, and here you see, here the rows have been broken. Okay, and that has been done with C line. So in place of H line, here I have given a C line command, which is operating over selected columns, and selected columns are column number 1, 2, 3, 4 here. So the line does not continue in the 5th column, and later here the C line is operating over only 2, 3, 4 columns, 2, 3, 4. Similarly, you can break columns by multi-column. Okay, and here's your table number is not coming. That is because in the Beamer class, the way I have organized this presentation, I have not asked for table, but this number 1 is produced using the /ref command. Okay, so this is table 1, but that number 1 is actually not coming in the display because of the style set in this presentation document. I mean, that is not of great use in presentations, but in articles or in thesis, you will get that number here. Table 1, critical points of linear systems or whatever. Now, this is a figure actually. This figure is also lifted from the book, and that is actually related to that table. These are the typical critical points, classification of critical points of dynamic systems, but that is not of great use right now. So what the table environment does for tabular data, the figure environment does for diagrams, plots, and other pictures. That is, it provides external identity, figure number, and caption. Number is not appearing because of the style in this. And the figure is somehow, in my screen it is not appearing correctly. So I think in your screens also it will not be appearing correctly. A lot of lines are missing, but that is not our business right now. Internal identity, which is label, which can be referenced by ref command, and floats them for suitable placement, all those things. Okay, this fellow's source code is this. Okay, and since this thing is open anyway, no, yes, this one. So we can see the source code of the table also. Yeah. This is the source code of the table. So begin table, and then there will be a matching end table. And inside that, there is a caption, label, and the entire tabular thing, which is producing the actual table. This table environment is actually basically to give it identities and to float it. Identities means this caption, this label, and so on. And the label is this. You see, I was telling you the C line thing, no? C line 1 to 4, C line 2 to 4. So those are used to break the rows. And this entire tabular thing, begin tabular to end tabular, is sitting inside the table environment. And I wanted to fit the table. That is why I have put the whole thing inside tiny environment. So the letters are small. Okay. So, oh, what I wanted to show, that itself I forgot to mention. At the time of begin table, notice this thing. This optional argument of the table, okay, table environment, HBT. This is my suggestion to LaTeX that if possible, put it here. Here is H. If you can't do that, then put it at the bottom of a page. If you can't do that either, then you try to put it at the top of a page. There was another possibility of having P. That means if you can't do even that, then put it in a page which is full of floats only figures and tables and nothing else. So these HBTP and their orders you can organize to make your preferences clear to LaTeX to where to put the table or figure. Now in a presentation, it is not of very great significance because in the presentation, it has to come in this slide. It cannot be floated and taken to another slide. But for your article and thesis, it will be important. HBTP, here bottom top page. Over and above that, there is a possibility of a note of exclamation, as I have used here. Begin figure, rather than saying HBTP, etc., I have just said H note of exclamation. This note of exclamation is to force my decision on LaTeX. That put it here and here itself. Don't play any games. Okay, and the rest of it as usual. So my typical favorite way of including figures, actual figure, is not to make a picture in LaTeX, but import external graphics. I do that with APSFig. And there I need to give the file name, and I give either width or height, but not both. Because if I give a width and a height also separately, then that will change the aspect ratio of the figure, and that is typically not desirable. And then there is caption, label, etc., as usual. Okay. Yeah. The actual figure may be imported from external graphics, imported external graphics in EPS or PNG or JPG, whatever you prefer. I typically do in encapsulated PostScript EPS, or made in LaTeX itself further inside a picture environment or some extension of it provided by a package for that purpose. You remember sol.pdf, that initial small file of my son? He made it by Tix Picture, which is a package. Okay, but whatever you do with LaTeX picture environment or packages over and above that, they are not so capable of producing graphics as many other software packages are. Apart from that, if your result is coming from some big computation in a particular format, then typically MATLAB, Grapher, GNU plot, these are able to make beautiful plots. So it is better to prepare the plot there and get the EPS files which you input here by EPS fig or something like that. In a figure environment, you can have several figures. These are things of LaTeX which you can utilize. In one single figure environment, you can have several figures with independent numbers, captions, labels. In the same figure also, you can organize several subfigures. All these are possible, I have done. Possibly coming from different graphics files. The subcaptions are internal. A, this case, B, that case, C, this case, D, that case. You can organize them in that. For which there are no separate labels. You refer to them as figure 4.2a, 4.2b, etc. Okay, this is normal. It is possible to tinker with text and graphics, and with a few trials, you can get quite interesting and miserly placements. I'll show you one assignment file. I open it from here itself. Is it opening? Yeah. Man, it's not opening. What is happening? Oh, I think it has damaged. Oh, it is DVI file. It's not even. Oh, this is the file I need to open. Why even this is not opening? Is my computer trying to hang or what? Oh. Yeah. I'll show you some output in which figure and text has been organized in a very interesting manner. Yeah. You see, this whole thing is inside the figure environment in which this is imported graphics. EPS fig has been brought here, and the text has been organized in a paragraph box, and its height has been adjusted so that it matches with this. I mean, this kind of very funny kind of stuff also you can do by adjusting and, you know, tinkering a little. And in 2-3 trials, you typically get a perfect kind of placement by adjusting the size and shape of the size of this and the width of this and so on. So this is the problem statement, and this is the picture. You can do that. If I had not done that, then this height would take all the space, the entire space from here to there. This much area would not be usable, and the assignment would go to 2 pages. Okay, so this kind of thing you can do. Cross-referencing. Now we are in the last 2 items of this section, and it will not be possible to do this within the time frame of today. So do we stop here, or we stretch and finish these 2 things in today's talk? Because a third session we might need.
Sir, we have already surpassed the time limit of 8:30.
Exactly. So I don't want to continue with this because this is serious stuff and we should not do it in a hurry. So we will do it in a third session in which we will start from this point, cross-referencing. Cross-referencing and references bibliography database. These are important things, and this takes some time to make the logic clear. So we will rather go for a third round whenever you find suitable, and for today we will stop at this point. In between, if you have 1 or 2 quick questions, you can ask.
Okay, anyone, if you have questions, you can post. And I request all of you to join our Slack channel. So for the next talk, we might not be posting to entire student community. Only those who are present here, you join our Slack channel and we'll post the link there itself. Any questions so far? I think there are no questions, sir. So,
okay. So you schedule it, schedule the third session, and in the third session it will be over because very few things are left.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for coming in, sir. Thank you everyone for participating.